because one thing is that when you go back to the derby, you'll see that Kaizer Chiefs, they've realized, and well done to the technical team. Well done to the technical team that they've realized that they can't match Sundowns. Players pound to pound, they can't match Sundowns. And as they can't match Sundowns, then now they need to work as a group. They need to work mostly as a team. And one thing that they did that gave them something against Orlando Pirates, and they did exactly like that. And that's it. Okay. And that's not a good thing, man. We don't want to see those things. Kacheni, we don't want to see that. Adams, we don't want to see that, guys. You guys are good football players. We love seeing you playing beautiful football. And now when we start to be too aggressive because of some certain frustrations that are happening in the game, it doesn't really give a good reflection of a really big game like we anticipated of two teams that two big teams in South African football, and display that type of football that you guys display, especially from Chiefs, because Sundowns, there and there, but it's Sundowns how they play, So I understand that you guys have to find a way to work things out so that you can get something in the game of Mamelodi Sundowns, but in the future you can do better. He wants to win the league. Any coach will want to win the league. The only thing that it's really, maybe I would say, is disturbing him a bit is to how to maintain his team in terms of the players' fitness, the players' readiness to be called in and deliver in the field of play. I think that's where he's caught up, because they're playing weekend and midweek. Well, look at the goal that he scored, one assist, and look at the second goal that confuses the I think the keeper, Sage, in the look again to a player that was involved. Tito played very well. This is one thing that I always say to my colleagues and to my friends, that Tito is not a player that you can put him as a sub. Oi, welcome to Tsos Football Wisdom. Please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and post. Especially to subscribe. Subscribe, it's like when you're putting a petrol in the car. That's why I'm asking, please subscribe. We are always live every Monday, 10 o'clock at Omni Audio Africa. Kula and Stola Corner. Namhlanje sizokhuluma ke ngama game over the weekend and Tuesday and last night where we saw Mamelodi Sundowns against Amakhosi for Life. Yeah, that was a big game.
Asisusela Sunday, it was an important game for Mamelodi Sundowns because their game now been the potential of determining the outcome of the league, because bawine kahle 3-0 over iPulukwane City and then beseba mele ukubona ukuthi kwenzakalani Tuesday. Beautiful game. Izamile shame iPulukwane City. They really tried. Umathuludi udlale kahle. He was dominating. Bombona phambili, umbone move. Sometimes you'd even see him in the middle of the park. But what did you make of the game between Polokwane City and Mamelodi Sundowns?
Yeah, look, that was a beautiful game. Especially, Sundowns, when you play against Sundowns in the bigger field, yeah, you must know that you're going to work. You need your players to be on their top game when you're playing against Mamelodi Sundowns at home, because in their field, they always dominate Mamelodi Sundowns. They are good with the ball, good without the ball. They've got good individual players that they can make things happen. Yes, the first round They played away at Seshego Stadium. They made it live to be difficult for Mamelodi Sundowns. And yeah, but when they came to Loftus, that's where Sundowns they dominated the game and they played very well. They've played to show that really they are not champions for nothing. They display beautiful football. They create chances. They score goals, and that was a beautiful game. Also putting that game also put pressure on Orlando Pirates to say, "Hey, we here now. What are you going to do, you guys?" And yeah, it was really good, to see Mamelodi Sundowns winning that game, and obviously looking forward to the game of Kaizer Chiefs on Wednesday. And yeah.
You look at that game and you look at how Mamelodi Sundowns played. We haven't seen them win by more than 2 goals in a very long time. Marlapena, they scored 3 goals. Obviously, Ikram Reynasnai being one of the scorers in that game. Is Miguel Cardoso really, really, really interested in winning the league this season, given how you've seen Mamelodi Sundowns have been playing recently?
Yeah, he wants to win the league. Any coach will want to win the league. The only thing that it's really, maybe I would say, is disturbing him a bit is to how to maintain his team in terms of the players' fitness, the players' readiness to be called in and deliver in the field of play. I think that's where he's caught up, because they're playing weekend and midweek, And on top of that, there's also a traveling in between. That as they playing these games, they need to travel. Champions League quarterfinal, Champions League semi-final, Champions League preparing now. They're preparing for the Champions League final, first leg. So there's a lot at Mamelodi Sundowns, and I feel sorry for the coach, Miguel Cardoso, because he had to deal with a lot, facing the domestic league that he wants to win the league, and now again he's facing the CAF Champions League that he wants to win the Champions League, and it's a very, very tough one. It's a very, very tough one. But now he has to try by all means, make sure his players, they are always switch on, they're always ready. When he calls them, then they must come in and really give him the best. And yeah, so far I think the only challenge that is got is the headache of who should I rest, who should I play, who I mustn't play, who needs to come as a sub, who must start the game. Now it makes life to be difficult for Miguel Cardoso, but he's an experienced coach. The reason why, as this thing just came in now to me, too. The reason why Mamelodi Sundowns, they don't score more than 3 goals or more than 2 goals. It takes a lot out of you to go for the first goal, to go for the second goal, to go for the third goal and the fifth goal. It takes a lot. So what I've seen in how he's doing things at Sundowns, when he scores, it depends on who are they playing against. Sometimes when he scores 1, he just maintained the game. Just manage the game, just manage the game there and there. Yeah, he just managed the game. Even if when it's 2-0, he just managed the game. It just happened against Portugal City that they scored the 3rd goal. But I'll be honest to you, he knows how to track the game, especially when it leads. He would get the ball, delay, go there sideways and do whatever. Williams comes in, sort of like a center back, where he will start to play. And like that, that's when you see that. Why is he doing that? He's doing that because he wants to save the energy of his players. Because by looking at how his team is, he's got 11 that is playing. He's got 3 players. What does that? He's got 3 players that he puts them in the game, as subs. But other than that, yeah, it's I'm not surprised why they would score 1 or 2 or 3. but not more than that. It's because how much are you giving your players a rest? Do you give your players a rest in terms of based on the results? Remember, do that thing. They're playing Champions League. They're playing a league every week, and midweek and weekend. So now he needs to find a way to really make his players to rest. So that's why I think he's winning about 1 or 2, and he's okay.
Yeah, no, he's getting the points anyway.
Yeah.
But before we go further into a game about Chiefs and Sundowns and Nan, on Tuesday, Orlando Pirates then plays Stellenbosch FC. Away from home, Orlando Pirates travels all the way to Athlone Stadium. It was a must-win game for Orlando Pirates. Must-win game. It's a championship game, manje Maxo. Every game for Orlando Pirates is a championship game now. Orlando Pirates play against the Stellenbosch FC. They win by 2-0. What did you make of that game?
Beautiful game too. I like still his players. Pili Mtaka, Tiane Palace, and I like Libusa and at the back. They look solid. Titus with his runs, he tried to confuse the defense of Orlando Pirates in terms of you'll find him half space on the left, half space on the right, and yeah, it was that game where I'm thinking they had the plan, and their plan too was to make sure that they don't do the build-up on the Pirates from the back. Busaka was playing more or less like a number 9. He's a central midfielder. He's not a defender, actually. He's a central midfielder. So he was playing more as sort of like an attacking, so that he can make sure that in that midfield they don't they don't do a build-up. But it was a very nice game to see. Also, Coach Kevin Hunt with his team, how he prepared his team. Yeah, that was a very interesting one.
I would like to question a match day selection of Coach Abdeslam Moadu. Lately, Orlando Pirates has been playing without impact players abangangena from the bench, but change the complexion game. We saw Stellenbosch FC Lapiana who Kevin Hunt to play the old way. Let's close them like immediately. Make sure to talent them better. No Maketlini Makaula hardly get the ball.
Yes.
Then no one feeds Mfukeng, no one feeds Ozona Police. Then Mfukeng no Ozona forced to go to Bezelanga Pagati and collect the ball. Are you happy with the tactics that Coach Abdeslam Owadu applies, especially Masek Meleguti change a game, or do you feel good maybe anga improve, and if yes, where can improve?
It's a tricky one when I'm too, because sometimes as a coach, you need to put yourself in the player's shoes, to say, hey, should I start this one? Should I play this one there? Should I play the other one there? Should I rest this one? What must I do? For example, look at what he did in the lineup. He started with Dumakhopa. When last did Dumakhopa would start the game? A couple of months, If not a month, maybe it's a couple of months where Makhopa didn't start any game. But yeah, Makhopa started the game and he did very well. One assist. Look at the goal that he scored, one assist. And look at the second goal that confuses the keeper. Sage. And look again to a player that was involved. Tito played very well. This is one thing that I always say to my colleagues and to my friends, that Tito is not a player that you can put him as a sub. If you didn't start him in the game, don't play him at all. Because it takes time to be in the game. Utito. So it's better when Utito start with the game. Then he's gonna pick up with the game, pick up. But now if you wanna put him in the bench and put him second half, then that's when you see Utito take. Beautiful assist. The other one, I like the other one, and this is one thing that I always say him too. When you are on the right side, you need a left-footed player that will bend the ball. As he bends the ball goes directly to the target. And then whoever that goes in and touch the ball, or maybe don't touch the ball, you never know. If you don't touch the ball, maybe it can be an own goal, or it's just going to be a goal. Like, it depends the second goal. Tito played that ball, and Makgopa, if Makgopa didn't make that run, Sage was going to come out and then just catch the ball. But because of the action of Wanasesi, it makes Sage to move outside his goal line, try to catch the ball. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. And then Wanasesi played a very important part and say to Maswanganyi, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And for me, I think they did very well. They played accordingly. Same as Telis. They played accordingly. And there was another boy that came in the midfield for Telis, Andres. He plays central position. He was wearing jersey number 5. Very, very good midfielder. Very, very good. He doesn't lose directions like, a lot of midfielders that are young, are coming into the PSL. But it seems like he understands the role that he's playing in the team. And, yeah, they're doing very well.
So, Speggy lineup here, Orlando Pirates, Dion Hoto is on the bench. Coach Abdeslam Moadu decides to start Ngondaba. And then during the course of the game, Mbono Ndaba had a Beganama mistake. You could see that he's feeling the pressure. Number one, playing against a team like Stellenbosch FC, but also playing at this stage of the league. Last Konaguti, Orlando Pirates, it's make or break Konamans. What do you think of the rotation between Undaba and Dion Hoto?
I think it's a very good competition between the two. They are both left backs, but not a similar type of a player. One thing that I will say, not a same type of player, is that Undaba, his delivery is more good than Otto. And Otto can go up and down Otto. That one I guarantee you. He's a hard-working player, and I like him because he's a hard-working player. The only thing that he needs to fix is his last touch. So having both of them there, for me, I'm telling you, Orlando Pirates, they are in good hands, that left back, with these two left back players, because they're doing very well. And Undaba did well. Did well against the Steelers. He worked very hard. He tried to give some assist, just that it didn't happen. But nevertheless, uzosho ukuthi ezimnyama ngenkani zakhe phulumuza ngamasipala zawenzo wawo sayale Kapa zabuya na 3 point.
Ababuye na iphila straight.
Yeah.
And then you look at how Cameron Denton comes in as a sub. Dlala kahle, he almost scored a goal even. And then obviously game iyaphela. So Orlando Pirates win 2-0 kula game layer.
Yeah.
They have like 3 or 4 games remaining until the end of the season. How important are the last few games remaining for Orlando Pirates? And how does Coach Owadu avoid dropping points kula game?
You see now too, it goes to players now. How much do these players want to win the league? The coach worked very hard pre-season. He worked very hard, in the first round, playing Abonnet Bank, Kelling, you can name them. So the coach did work very, very hard. So how can I put it? How can I put it in Tumar? Yeah, man. The coach is working very hard, and the players now it's up to the players to go in and deliver because now each game is gonna be more than the way difficult, more and more difficulties they will face because one of the teams is right at the bottom. That is Marquis that they need to face, and I doubt that it is Galaxy also. They will just allow it just like that. So it's going to be very difficult, very difficult to do. I'm not gonna lie, you know, say more than what I'm saying now because facing somebody who's waiting for izembe ukuthi nimkape kunzima, you know. But Orlando Pirates, they find themselves in this position. They are lucky. They are lucky when them do that. Now they find themselves again in the almost same position with Mamelodi Sundowns, that they need to make sure now they make use of that. They have to use this chance. This chance now is their chance of winning the league, because if they continue winning their games, Sundowns winning their games, and then it's gonna be that's it's Orlando Pirates' time now.
Yeah, so should anything happen, Orlando Pirates has themselves to blame. But anyways, last night, the most anticipated game, Mamelodi Sundowns playing against Kaizer Chiefs. Badlalile first leg, they played to a goalless draw. And Le AA Zolo was, a lot of us were determined Le AA Zolo as the title decider. Guti years would decide ukuthi le title Orlando, or does it stay lapena at Lorkop. But when you look at the game holistically, it was a very dirty game from both sides. Very dirty game. Before sikuluma about certain players that we feel maybe Lobek Melatoli red card, Lobek Melatoli yellow card, or firstly, what did you make of the game?
To be really honest, let me say this. Personally, I knew that is going to be difficult. Because one thing is that when you go back to the derby, you will see that Kaizer Chiefs, they've realized, and well done to the technical team. Well done to the technical team that they've realized that they can't match Sundowns. Players pound to pound, they can't match Sundowns. And as they can't match Sundowns, then now they need to work as a group. They need to work mostly as a team. And one thing that they did that gave them something against Orlando Pirates, and they did exactly like that. And what can I say? It worked for them. They were physically strong. They were physically strong. They were fighting for everything, for them to win. They fought, those guys, in the game, and well done. Well done. Yes, there are some tackles where I'm not happy about, with players to say no, but you can't, It was a physical game. Mamelodi Sundowns there and there, but it was working more of a Kaizer Chiefs, especially a player called Ndlovu, that I think and I strongly believe he was not supposed to be even go to the halftime with the team, because he was too aggressive to Mamelodi Sundowns players, Mudau, Adams, and so on and so forth. And you don't need as much as the physicality part. Football is a game of contact, but how you made that contact with an opponent is very important. So I think he was more careless. Ndlovu last night was really careless in terms of how he should play the game. But one thing I've seen about Sundowns is that they didn't rely on the referee, even though Ndlovu for me was supposed to get a red card first half. The referee and Mamelodi Sundowns players, the incident of Ndlovu and Adams in the midfield, when he was pulling Adams, he was supposed to get a second yellow card. And the second yellow card definitely sending him out. But he was lucky. He was very, very lucky. Mamelodi Sundowns, very good team. I love Mamelodi Sundowns. I love how they play football. You know, their individual players, individual brilliance, how they dribble, how they find spaces for each other or find the space for themselves in terms of playing. Sundowns, they are good at doing that. Very, very good. Very good. Just last night, Kaizer Chiefs, they told themselves that we are going to fight. And exactly. That's what they did. They scored first. Here's the thing. This is one thing that I will ask you guys. Please follow me, subscribe, and do all the good things that you guys can do. I think I think that's my opinion. I think Williams, sometimes you need to clear the ball away. Sometimes you just need to clear it. Not to yes, as much as Sundowns is a team that always build up in the middle, at the back, in the middle, you know. But sometimes, you know, especially when it's a back pass, sometimes you don't need to wait for somebody to open up. Sometimes you just need to kick it because there's the player that is putting you pressure. Then just kick it and then you regroup as a team. Because look at the mistake that Williams did. He tried to look for Allende behind Mdo, behind Modi. And Modi got the ball and then he played it to Mdo. He played a very, very view. So that pass to go Silva. A beautiful pass. Then Silva, good finish. So again, they were leading. But they couldn't find their way to say, how can we manage the game as we are leading? How can we frustrate Mamelodi Sundowns as they looking for the ball, looking to score a goal? You know, those are the things that I believe that Kaizer Chiefs they need to learn. They need to learn. So, yeah. That it was a very interesting game, but we need our referees and assistant referees to also be in the game, please. The offsides, referee's decision, it was not okay. Too.
So now that's so it's in the ndaba ya referee. It's into bengifuna ungena kuyo. A lot of us felt ukuthi that ref was biased. Even namakard awakhiphile somehow they were not fair. Asiqale ngale ya Jayden Adams. According to you, was that a red card? Le ayitholile Jayden Adams.
No.
Start from the yellow card yakamdu, the foul he committed. Na le ayitholile makazothola red card.
Yes, if foul I can give him a yellow card. That foul I can give him a yellow card. But the second one, no ways. No, it can't be. I believe that if you want to really give a second yellow card to Adams, let Adams commit the foul. Then you can say, no, but Adams, you were wrong. That's why I'm giving you a second yellow card. But in that instant, even though we can say, yeah, maybe they did kick him, or maybe he made a dive. But that dive, or maybe the foul per se, if we say something went wrong, Lapaya. But he was not also in a position where he's trying to influence the referee to favor him in decision making. He was not. He was not at all. Because when you think of him making that let's say he took a dive inside the box, definitely you're gonna say what? Penalty. Yes. But now, it's not a penalty. He wants a penalty. We give you a yellow card because now you want to influence the referee to take a decision that will suit you so that the team can get a penalty. There I will agree. But in that team too, no, the referee was wrong.
No. And then you look at a strategy Kaizer Chiefs in big games. They played against Orlando Pirates. The mandate was clear. Go in there, make it difficult for Orlando Pirates to play, but go as far as being rough. You saw what they did to Mfukeng and Ndlovu, particularly jumping on top of Mfukeng. The Kaizer Chiefs were actually player Pirates. They applied the same strategy against the Mamelodi Sundowns, but only this time they were more aggressive. Technical team Chiefs, are they not affecting the performance of Ndlovu by giving him the order and the instruction nokuthi mawungena lapha khahlela so that labantu laba baphume gaming ukhahlela ama player? Some players need to go represent at national level. It doesn't become fair. Look at what happened to Cupido. That was a red card. That was a clear red card, although akayitholanga. Are you happy with the strategy Chiefs of playing the way that they play when they play big games?
Look, you need to find a way. If umuntu akuhlula, you need to find a way how are you going to defeat that person. To be aggressive, there's nothing wrong when you're aggressive, but you cannot be too aggressive because it's a football. It's football. We need to play, so you can't be too aggressive. That's one thing that I'm worried about. Because it doesn't give a good reflection of the game itself, because we wanna see players showcasing their skills, playing beautiful ball, interchange of passes, creating spaces, players running to the space, creating chances, see goalkeepers making saves, like the way Lontuzana did, or Peterson with the save Lontuzana Mudiba, and also with the save Leon. This is what we want to see. We don't want to see players now being taken out now. Cupido, sorry about Cupido, and I heard that he's got a fracture. I think he's got a fracture somewhere here. Yeah, speedy recovery, Fanagit. Hope everything goes well so that you can come back and play. And again, here's another player, Umtu also got an injury with that tackle, Yaga Adams. And I saw him when he went on the ground to say, this one is not going to come back. Because I saw his hand, his right hand, the way he fall on the ground, he fall on top of his arm, and I think it's a shoulder. It is disconnected. Pumili shoulder yake la kuchoni yake. So that's it, and that's not a good thing, man. We don't want to see those things. Kacheni, we don't want to see that. Adams, we don't want to see that, guys. You guys are good football players. We love seeing you playing beautiful football. And now when we start to be too aggressive because of some certain frustrations that are happening in the game, it doesn't really give a good reflection of a really big game like we anticipated of two teams that two big teams in South African football, and display that type of football that you guys display, especially from Chiefs, because Sundowns, there and there, but it's Sundowns how they play, So I understand that you guys have to find a way to work things out so that you can get something in the game of Mamelodi Sundowns, but in the future you can do better.
So, Seivalelage. Besides everything that happened between the Kaizer Chiefs and the Mamelodi Sundowns being a rough game, does this mean the Kaizer Chiefs did Orlando Pirates a favor. Despite what happened at ground in Izolo, does that result mean advantage Orlando Pirates?
Not that the Kaizer Chiefs did a favor for Orlando Pirates. Remember that Kaizer Chiefs, they also want to go and play Confederation Cup. And Amazulu, they are just behind them. So if anything happened, Amazulu, they can end up being on the number 3 with table. So it was very important for Kaizer Chiefs to go out there. And number 1, the pride of the team. Beside the points, beside Pirates in the mix. No. It was between the two teams to say, hey, Baba, we need this 3 point. And it happened that they got a point. And a point is better than nothing. Because again, somebody who doesn't get anything, just imagine you losing all the 3 points. Oof. How are you going to get those 3 points back? So it's better when you're losing 2 and gain 1. And yeah, it was a very tough one. Seeing Leon doing what he does best most of the time in terms of him getting to those danger areas of the defense of Kaizer Chiefs. And well done to Aiden. Aiden played well, Aiden McCarthy, the boy played well. Played very, very well in that central position. I just want Msimang to compliment him very well. Because in that goal of Leon, Msimang should have done better. You were supposed to do your job, because remember, as he's covering on the first pole, Aiden, and then you need to pick the striker. Leon was alone. Then when they played that cross, then they had to do a tap in. Where were you? Msimang. But yeah, to be really honest, I think, no one did a favor to anyone. Kaizer Chiefs, they had to play that normal game. They had to play to get maximum points.
Now, mawubhekile tso iphela kanjani le league? Awusibizele yona number 1, number 2, number 3 according to you. Iyophela kanjani?
Le league izophela kanje. Number 1, Orlando Pirates. Number 2, Mamelodi Sundowns. Number 3, Kaizer Chiefs. The last night game of Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs is just open the door for Orlando Pirates to say, win your remaining games. Win your games. If you want to win the league, win your games, and then you're done.
Bese baka later. I think let's get a few comments and then just maybe respond. Noma singathola nje nyana i5 se respond kubo, and then we can move on. Okay, tisingene fast la ku Facebook. And then we have a comment here from Obapa Puse ati, there's nothing that Chiefs made us a favor. Let me be clear to you. Chiefs want to qualify for CAF Confederations Cup, so there's no favor here. So what the Chiefs are in favor?
Yes, Chiefs, they were playing for themselves because they knew that if they're not gonna get something, they've got a pressure. The pressure will be more when Amazulu are winning, and Amazulu have won. As Amazulu won, so that means if Chiefs, they're not looking properly, they're gonna end up losing that spot of playing the CAF Confederation Cup. But they didn't do a favor to anyone. They went in there, they fought.
And then Odavi Philander ati, Tinkala, KP Kabza, Ndlovu was doing his job, that's all.
No. Let's not put it in that manner, because in that manner it doesn't look good. His job is to play football, not to play men. His job is to play football. His football is a contact sport. You are allowed to contest in terms of, the pushing and so on and so forth. But now, when you're gonna pull, use your arms, that's normal. That's normal football now. it's more or less of a wrestling because they were pulling from Adams and so on and so forth. For me, yes, the purpose was for Ndlovu to disturb Mamelodi Sundowns to say, if Utebza wants to start this knocking around the board, then you need to cut those things off. But unfortunately, it's like that.
And then we have another comment here coming from Mulinda Mlesh Mudau Sivagi. Our officials lack experience sometimes.
I can agree with him to say, looking at the referee last night, there were a lot that we can talk about. Decision making, yellow cards, no yellow cards, play on, no play on. Yeah, you can talk about the referee. But now again says, as much as we need the referee, but we need to play our normal game, create chances and score. But nevertheless, it's like that when I'm too. No one is favoring another one. It's everyone is to fight for his position in the Betway Premiership.
And then we have another question coming from Musha Ibrahim. When Ndlovu played for Pirates, was he playing like that?
Yes, Ndlovu he's a hard-working player. Ndlovu, he's a hard-working player. So he's a player that always grind. Yes, he was, but not too, not too physical like he did against Sundowns and against Mamelodi Sundowns last night. Of which I believe that as much as he's so aggressive, but he needs to be very careful because he was lucky that the technical team of Kaizer Chiefs, they end up taking him out. Other than that, no.
And then Tutuganiku YouTube he doesn't see Mamelodi Sundowns winning the game against Iswelele.
Look, Sundowns, this is the one team that they're so organized in defense, in the attack. He's somebody that it's Sundowns. It's a team that at any given time, playing against whoever, I always have this thing of Sundowns will win the game because of the quality players that they do have, the way they play as a team. It makes life easy for everyone. Everyone knows what is that they need to do in the team, and they do their jobs. And I'm not saying it's an easy one, but they will have to work, Mamelodi Sundowns, if they want to get the 3 point.
Aye, no, good man. Siyabonga, thank you singayivala.
Bafethu lona ubongane Benedict Vilakazi bambiza tso. Bambiza lithi Napoleon umshikashika insizwe zishuma yodwa ngeke enze lutho. Ngibafethu, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share and post. Please bafethu subscribe la ku Tso's Football Wisdom. We always live every Monday 10 o'clock la ku Omni Audio Africa. Ningakhoda nokungifollowa lapha ku TikTok ningibonile bafethu. Akube njalo. Tango.